was
I
awesome.
didn't know that was possible, but I'm glad I know that now.
I know, right? Like, I always wondered what would Mjolnir do to a vibranium shield?
Now we know.
Yep. Because from what I remember of my many years of reading comic books that involve vibranium, vibranium is a alloy that can only be damaged by more vibranium. It takes in all the kinetic energy that it's dished out.
Or, Thanos' sword.
Yeah, that too.
But anyway, Loki gets taken back to the helicarrier. Gets
Yep.
put in an oddly big cage. He's basically alluding to the fact that cage was built for something else.
Yep.
And I like how he's going on that whole thing about Loki's saying you it burns you to be so close to knowing what true power is or something like that. And Nick Fury is just like, well, let me know if real power wants a magazine or something. and then like the whole team is seeing this too, and Bruce Banner says he really grows on you, doesn't he?
Loki is a madman, but he's of Asgard.
And he's my brother. He killed 80 people in 2 days.
He's adopted.
He's adopted. I like when Stark rolls in and sees Thor. He's like, no hard feelings, Point Break. You got a mean swing. And he's like pretending like he's in charge of the helicarrier. He's like, that man's playing Galaga. Thought we wouldn't notice, but we
He
did.
covers one of his eyes. Good lord, how does Fury see all these screens? He turns around.
That
Sounds
sounds
tedious.
exhausting. and then him and Bruce are talking about something like scientific, and he's like, finally, someone who speaks English. And Cap's like, is that what just happened? Fury's like, I'd like to know how Loki turned the sharpest man I know into his personal flying monkeys. And Thor's like, monkeys, I don't understand. And Cap's like, I do.
I get that reference.
I understood that reference. That was so funny. That's a
Good for
meme.
you,
That's a
Steve.
meme now.
Good for you, Steve. You finally understand a reference.
Yeah, and I actually like the way they did this because like they're a super team, right? And they don't immediately like each other when they start working together. I like how they kind of did that.
Now we all are obligated to join forces, even though we hate each other for some bizarre reason.
Just out of curiosity, bro, how many times are you gonna reference that during this review?
Every time the opportunity comes up.
It is a good song.
Yep. Thank you, Animated James.
We miss you. Sorta. But so they're trying to find the cube and all that. And they don't particularly get along, especially not Stark and Captain America.
That's going to
very,
play later in the movie series.
Yeah, and the rest of the movies, and so basically Stark's like letting Cap in on the idea of like Nick Fury's a spy. He's been trained to hide stuff. I don't think you should trust him. And he's right. Of all people you should trust, Nick Fury's not one of them. And Cap gets a little bit suspicious, so he goes digging himself. And Black Widow actually finds out, trying to figure out where Hawkeye is, finds out that Loki's trying to, poke and prod at Banner so he can get him to go nuts and tear apart the helicarrier.
Beep, beep. Beep, beep.
Beep, beep. Yeah. And they figure out that S.H.I.E.L.D. was going to use the Tesseract to make weapons.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Nuclear deterrent. That's what all that stuff is, because that always calms everything down, doesn't it? And, that all of them get into a big petty argument right there in the laboratory. And I don't know if you caught this, Noah, but there's a bit of like a visual representation, because the Mind Stone is in the Scepter, and the Scepter's in the lab with them. The Mind Stone turns people on each other. So, and there's always that inclination that maybe it was that was making them fight. Because, because they could have talked it out and put it behind them, but they just keep going at each other.
Bruce, put down the spear.
Yeah. And it's like, how'd that get in my hand? It does things to you, man. It's a Mind Stone. I also, I thought that was pretty dark how, Banner's because Nick Fury says the cell was just in case. He's like, in case you needed to kill me, but you can't. I know, I tried. I put a bullet in my mouth, and the other guy spit it out. He's like, damn.
Damn, bro. Well, I mean,
Bruce.
Bruce is pretty depressed. That's pretty obvious.
Yeah. There was
too.
actually a deleted scene in The Incredible Hulk where they show that happening. And he's actually in the middle of a glacier, and when he does that, hulks out and like creates an avalanche, and you actually see like a glimmer of Cap's shield as it breaks, as like the ice breaks. Yeah, teasing like, oh, guess what's gonna happen. But yeah, like Bruce Banner's like, yeah, like you can't kill me. I've tried it already.
Bruce.
And just as they start arguing, Hawkeye starts, remember, Hawkeye's being mind controlled, starts attacking on the helicarrier, takes out one of their engines.
Mm-hmm.
They need at least two to be in the air. So Iron Man and Cap try to go out there and try to figure out what's going on. And Black Widow's trying like hell to keep Bruce calm, but I don't think it's working.
Fail.
And she's like, we're okay. You're okay, right? And like when Cap and Iron Man are trying to fix the engine, and he tells Cap to check on something. He's like, "What's it look like in there?" And Cap's like, "It seems to run on some sort of electricity." Stark's like, "Well, you're not wrong." And I like Widow's trying to calm down Bruce. Like, "Bruce, it's okay. We're gonna be all right." And then some guys show up. Like, "Are you hurt?" And she's like, "Get out of here!"
You're stressing him out. Jeez.
And then it happens. Bruce Banner turns into the Hulk.
And you can't see him very well because they keep him in the dark.
You can see him a little bit. And he's chasing after Widow, and that's not good. So him and Thor get into a fight, and I actually thought that fight was pretty sick. He hit him in the face with the hammer. He even tossed the hammer at him. Hulk tried to pick it up, like.
Yeah, you're not worthy
so
of it.
angry.
Well, Hulk's supposed to be the strongest there is, so
Right.
the fact that he can't lift something really pisses him off.
Oh yeah. And Widow and Hawkeye get into a fight, and she hits him really hard on the head and brings him back to his senses. Cap and Iron Man try to fix the engine while Loki's goons are like attacking him. Cap almost falls right off the helicarrier.
Yikes! And then what I remember from that scene is Tony's pushing the rotor.
Yeah.
And he does it, and he gets mowed over by it.
Well, because Cap was supposed to pull the lever to give him enough time to get out, but he was literally hanging on by the rope on the end there. He's like, "Cap, get the lever. I need a minute here." And then they got stuck in there. And then Loki traps Thor into that cage, and oh man. Well, hang on. Before that, remember what happens before that? Coulson shows up. Says,
"Oh,
we made this after you sent the destroyer. Even I don't know what it does. You want to find out?"
Shanks him.
Mm-hmm. Now,
yeah, okay.
I know you Marvel fans are saying, but Coulson's not actually dead. Yeah, I know that, but
we know that now. But back then,
we didn't know that. It hurt us.
It hurt,
and it's still hard to watch, even though we know that's just a clone.
Or a life model decoy.
Something like that, yeah. And then, Loki sends Thor hurtling towards Earth. I mean, Thor eventually gets out, but...
Obviously.
I like Coulson's last moments with Loki. He's like, "You're going to lose. It's in your nature." And then he blasts him with that thing. He's like, "So that's what that does."
That's what that does.
And Nick Fury's trying to keep him alive. He's like, "I'm clocking out here." And then he dies. Or, quote-unquote, dies.
Quote-unquote dies.
And, everyone's feeling the guilt and everything.
Yeah, and then it's like, these were in Coulson's jacket.
I guess he never did get you to sign them. And then Fury goes and explains what the Avengers initiative was. Is like, the classic speech about bringing together a group of remarkable people to fight the battles they never could.
Yep.
And, they kind of need that push in order to stop Loki,
Yep.
And by the way, Hulk got out of the helicarrier and landed to Earth, and is now Bruce Banner in the middle of all this debris.
Butt naked.
I like how, the guy gives him a pair of pants. I like how he's like, "Are you an alien from outer space? An alien?" He's like, "No." Like, "Well then, son, you got a condition." No shit.